Hello, I'm Alice, and I'm here to tell you about the secret spelling rules that changed Brazil. The 1943 Portuguese Orthographic Form, approved on 12 August 1943, is a set of instructions established by the Brazilian Academy of Letters for the subsequent creation of the Vocabulário Ortográfico de Língua Portuguesa, Orthographic Vocabulary of the Portuguese Language, in the same year. This document, along with the modifications made by Law 5765 of 18 December 1971, regulates the spelling of Portuguese in Brazil. It was also incorporated and modified by the Orthographic Agreement of 1990. Brazil's spelling underwent a dramatic transformation, driven by complex political and social forces, in an attempt to put an end to the orthographic differences between Portugal and Brazil. As a result of Portugal's incorporation of the Orthographic Reform of 1911, several meetings were held involving the academies of the two countries, which resulted in a preliminary agreement signed in 1931. However, as the vocabularies that were published in 1940 by the Lisbon Academy of Sciences and 1943 by the Brazilian Academy of Letters still showed some differences, there was a need for further meetings in Lisbon, which led to the 1945 Orthographic Agreement. This agreement was legislated in Portugal, but in Brazil it was not ratified by the National Congress, and Brazilians still followed the 1943 Orthographic Form. The implementation of the 1990 Orthographic Agreement, which brought a significant reduction in spelling differences between Brazilian Portuguese and European Portuguese, incorporates the 1943 Orthographic Form as well as the 1945 Orthographic Agreement. Brazil's spelling underwent a dramatic transformation, driven by a desire for greater clarity and international recognition. The text of the 1943 Orthographic Form consists of two parts: introduction. Made up of 12 articles, it outlined the fixing principles for the spelling of Brazilian Portuguese. Form bases, made up of 17 bases, it presented the principles guiding the spelling of the Portuguese language in Brazil since 1943, with the modifications made by Law 5765 of 18 December 1971. Brazil's spelling underwent a dramatic transformation, driven by a complex interplay of historical and political forces. First base alphabet establishes the 23-letter structure of the Portuguese alphabet, allowing the use of the letters K, W and Y only in special cases. Second base K, W, Y presents the graphical changes to terms that previously used these letters, K for before E and I, or for C before A, O and U. The W was replaced by V or U according to its phonetic value. The Y was always replaced by I. The only exceptions were the letters that make up international abbreviations or are part of foreign anthroponyms. Third base H, this letter was retained only at the beginning of words whose etymology justified it, in the digraphs CH, LH and NH in interjections and in compounds with a hyphen. It was abolished in compounds without a hyphen. Fourth base silent consonants, complete elimination of any consonants that are not pronounced, except for words that have variants with pronounced or unpronounced letters. Fifth base SC, elimination of the SC at the beginning of words and retention only when words have already been formed. Sixth base doubled letters, retention of the RR and SS groups with a single sound and the CC or CC cedilla group with distinct sounds. Seventh base nasal vowels, fixing the spelling of these vowels. Eighth base diphthongs, rules for spelling oral and nasal diphthongs. Ninth base vowel hiatus, use of O and U in verbs ending in OR and UR in the first, second and third singular of the subjunctive. 10th base paronyms and double-spelled words, fixing the spellings of E/IO/U, C/Q, CH/X, G/J, S/SS/C/C cedilla, S/X, S/Z and the multiple phonetic values of X. 11th base proper nouns, forms rules for a Portuguesamento and proper names, except for toponyms with a historical tradition such as Bahia. 12th base graphic accentuation, rules for spelling accents in oxytones, paroxytones and proparoxytones. 13th base apostrophe, only for the suppression of letters in verses, reproduction of popular pronunciations, suppression of vowels in compound words that have been consecrated by usage, such as deest, dulho, darko, etc. 14th base hyphen, use of hyphens in verbs and compound words with prefixes and suffixes as well as verbs. 15th base syllabic division, determined that syllabic separation should be done by spelling and no longer by etymology. 16th base use of capital letters, presented the rules for the use of capital letters, excluding them for months of the year, cardinal points, names of peoples and nationalities. 17th base punctuation marks, use of quotation marks, double quotation marks, parentheses, dashes and periods. Brazil's spelling underwent a dramatic transformation, driven by a series of surprising and influential rules, some rules regarding the morphology of Portuguese in Brazil before 1943, in Portugal before 1911, many similar to those of English and French, still in progress. Use of the following consonant clusters, doubled consonant equal used where etymology justified it, as in difficile difficult, Latin difficiles, and cavallo horse, Latin caballum. CHK sound equal used in words of Greek origin, where the letter chi is used, as in Christau chiro got sigma tau got alpha nu omicron sigma, and architectura alpha rho chi iota tau epsilon kappa tau omicron nu iota kappa eta. Equal obeyed the original Latin spelling, as in commercio commercium, where the first M represented the nasal sound before the syllabic M. MN equal a similar case to the previous one, differing only in the nasal M sound preceded by N, as in alumno student and columnar column. PH equal used in words of Greek origin, where the letter phi is used, as in pharmacia phi alpha rho mu alpha kappa omicron nu, and philosophia phi gota lambda omicron sigma omicron phi gota alpha. TH equal was used in words of Greek origin, where the letter theta is used, as in theatro theta epsilon alpha tau rho omicron nu and thorax theta omega rho alpha xi. XH equal was commonly used in cases of juxtaposition of the prefix X with the letter H, as in exhibição, exhibition, or exhalação, exhalation. In compliance with the rules described above, prefixes and suffixes of Greek origin were written as follows. Grapho to write, to engrave, equal PH was used in place of the current F, as in calligraphia and telegraphista. Hydro water equal used Y as in hydrographia, hyper very equal used Y as in hyperbole and hypertrophia, poly innumerable various equal used Y as in polytechnica and polygono. Phono sound voice equal PH was used as in telephone and phonographo, photo light equal used PH as in photographia, theca collection equal T followed by H as in bibliotheca Greek. Beta iota beta lambda iota omicron theta eta kappa eta, and pinacoseca pi iota nu alpha kappa omicron theta eta kappa eta. Specific endings EZ equal replaced by the current E circumflex, as in mes month and Portuguese Portuguese. OS equal replaced by US, as in Dios God and Ilheos Ilheus. Plural of AL equal words like animal animal and vegetal vegetable, which are now pluralized as animis and vegetais, used to be animas and vegetes, with ES instead of IS. The H between vowels, it preceded stressed vowels and in hiatus, as in Jahu Jow and Sahida exit. In Clisses, for example, in Amala love her, the L was separated from the pronoun and joined to the word, Amale. This spelling, which preceded 1911 inches Portugal and 1943 inches Brazil, emerged around the middle of the 17th century and was developed by Portuguese linguists. One of the main reasons for the use of this spelling system, in addition to the modernization of the language, was the Portuguese language's attempt to distance itself from Spanish. From 1580 to 1640, Portugal shared a dynastic union with Spain, a period known as the Iberian Union, and a very common theory in Spain at the time was that Portuguese was a dialect of Spanish. Obviously, this Spanish theory was created in order to act as a tool for greater domination over the Portuguese. This theory is perpetuated in relation to Galician, which is alternatively considered to be one of the dialects of the Galician Portuguese linguistic system, alongside Iberian Portuguese and Brazilian Portuguese. Brazil's spelling underwent a dramatic transformation, revealing hidden rules that shaped its language.